Hey, happy Friday. Just an update what's going on here. Today we're talking fuel delivery and what's going on. You can see on the 71 I have ditched the FiTech for now and put a carburetor on. And actually, this is the only carburetor that I've ever owned aside from the thermoquad that came on this originally. Bought that to replace it. And so here's what's going on. I've tried a lot to get the gas tank on this truck clean. I did the stuff with the nuts and bolts, cleaned it out, flushed it, cleaned it, flushed it, cleaned it, flushed it, until there's nothing but clean water coming out. And even on I have filters, two before the pump, one after the pump, and the two before the pump, the 100 micron FiTech filter and just a regular Wix filter aren't getting clogged, but the 80 micron filter at the FiTech unit keeps getting clogged, just with super fine stuff. I don't want to risk screwing this up because I have fuel in that tank still that has just microfine particles in it. I was going to seal it with like the Pour 15 stuff, but I just knew that it wouldn't take because of how, the stuff that was still coming out of it. No matter how much I shook it, whatever kind of rust dissolvers I put in it, nuts and bolts, I still cannot get. It's mainly the top. You can set it on its side, you can set it on the bottom and let the stuff sit there and get all the crud off. But you can't flip it upside down because you have the fuel cylinder hole, you have the filler neck hole, and they'll leak all your crap out. So I did the best I could. Got it to where when I flushed it, I didn't see anything coming out. Like I said, the filters aren't picking up any big particles. It's just the micro fine stuff. So what I was going to do was I was going to put this old Carter AFB back on there and just run some cycles of gas through this thing. But I put this on, and just like I remembered, it's kind of having some issues with it. I think the floats aren't right and everything else. So what I wanted to do, I've never owned a Holley carburetor before this one. This was what was originally on this truck with a 2-barrel intake. This is kind of one of those Holley 2300 series like carburetors. I don't know the exact model, but I don't know how long this thing had been sitting, but this thing fired right up and it ran perfect. The only thing was it leaked. It leaked gas right here in the fuel bowl. So it needs to be rebuilt. So being how impressed I was with that Holley, I went on Holley's website and I bought this. This is it's a 600 CFM Holley, I don't know what model it is off the top of my head. Dominator, Warrior, something, I don't know. But it's actually a refurbished unit. It had incredibly great reviews, and I've taken this out and looked at it. It looks brand freaking new. So they're fully tested and checked out by Holley and everything. Comes with flange gasket, and even actually came with stud kit too. I already have studs in mine, but man, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna put this on. Also, just bought it cheap. I'm gonna probably go through a couple of these, just a cheap pump. And just the main thing is I need to get something here running that I could just run some fuel through this thing. Just a new gasket on. This is like I said, this had a thermoquad when this intake was on the Scout. So it's a spread bore intake manifold. So I've got this adapter on here. take it to a square bore. Pretty cool. You got a vacuum port back here. You've got two up here. You've got one for your vacuum advance if you're using manifold. And you got that one for your vacuum advance if you're using timed, which that's what I use on mine. The install's completely done. Everything's wired, everything's plumbed up. Not cranked it, and I'm not going to right now. It's dark outside, it's cold. I want to be able to open the door. So first thing tomorrow, we'll do the first crank on this, see what we get. So here we go. It's the next day. Gonna start this thing for the first time. So to conclude, the Holley Refurbished products, incredible. Ran out of the box. The way they have it calibrated from the factory is perfect. The only thing I did was turn the fast idle back off a little bit. I think from the factory it's set to like 1200 to 1600 or something like that is the range they aim for. I wanted a little bit lower. And also change the choke duration for how quick the electric choke comes off. The idle mixture is just spot on. It's perfect. Now for the FiTech, I'm kind of the first FiTech installation on the Scout, I can kind of chalk that up to a deeper rooted engine issue, not the FiTech's problem. 345 in the 71 is a very good running engine, is in very good health. And you clearly saw it with the Holley 2-barrel before I changed the intake manifold, and with the Holley unit that I put on with the 4-bar manifold afterwards. It runs amazing, and I haven't been able to achieve that with the FiTech yet. The FiTech has been very inconsistent. I think in this case again, I'm really kind of starting to lose my faith with the FiTech unit. I think right now probably one of the more bigger problems that I'm having with it is the fuel delivery part of it. The inline pump, like I've made videos before on how noisy the pump was. It seems to be, that could be relative to if that filter is clogged or not, because it's having to work harder. I don't know, but the main thing is I didn't want to ruin the FiTech by running crappy gas through it with crud in it, so I'm just gonna set it aside for now.
and we'll revisit it again later on. I still do have the FiTech fuel filters in place, so I'm going to continue to run those. So we'll kind of still have the same gauge, not the same pressure, obviously, but we're still going to be trying to push fuel from that tank through the 10 micron filter. Once I stop clogging it, the great thing about those filters, they're awesome because you can take them apart and clean them. Very easy. Once I stop clogging it, maybe we'll revisit the FiTech again. Give it another shot. But definitely, if you're looking at the Holley refurbished line, amazing value. The price was incredible. Deeply discounted, basically like a brand new product. So I would not shy you away from using Holley's refurbished line. So more later. Thanks for watching.